Gentlemen, the war against substandard and fake drugs in Nigeria is a continuous one, and the agencies involved are not relenting. The Oyo-Osun Area Commander of the Nigerian Customs Service recorded another breakthrough when its men intercepted fake drugs valued at 596 million naira and 49 sacks of cannabis sativa worth more than 46 million naira. The controller of the command, Ben Oramulogu, handed over the seized items to the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Let's share the story by TVC News. Oladio Yewale with you.
According to the World Health Organization, the prevalence of counterfeit drugs in Nigeria is approximately 16.7%. This is a significant concern, as counterfeit drugs are responsible for 20 to 30% of medication-related deaths, and Nigeria loses over 300 billion annually to this menace. In its fight against this problem, the Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has handed over substandard drugs worth over 500 million to NAFDAC, expressing concerns over its implications on Nigerians.
You should understand the dangerous effect of fake pharmaceuticals. When you are sick, you will think that you are taking the original drug, not you are taking fake drug. In other words, you are dying slowly but surely. And that was why Akonyele fought it, because the senior sister died. She had an operation and she was given those fake drugs.
Additionally, cannabis sativa worth over 46 million naira was handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which was attributed to the collaborative efforts of the agency.
For the past 1 month, to the representative of NDLA in Oyo State, and we hope that there will be proper prosecution.
So we have collected them, and regulatory actions will be taken. One of the regulatory actions is destruction, public destruction, that will be taking place very soon, and you will be involved, you'll be invited or informed, because we don't want it re-injected into the system.
When you look at it, drug abuse is a global problem. It's not in Nigeria only. So NDLA is doing every effort through sensitization operations that we carry out in order to prosecute the producer. We see people that are using drugs as somebody that is sick, that needs help.
The controller revealed that the command's effort aligns with the policy thrust of Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adeniyi, in fighting against smuggling activities across the country. Oladio Yewale, TVC News, Ibadan.
All right, gentlemen. Yes, illicit drugs abuse is a global problem. Well, with the kind of hard work we've seen from these agencies, it looks like the numbers are not reducing. First, let me introduce Paul Dada. I do apologize. Good afternoon. Welcome to Journalist Hangouts on Sunday.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Sorry for coming late. Lagos happened.
Lagos happened to me.
Lagos happened to me.
So, it looks like the numbers are not reducing.
Yeah, because even the internet has made it easier for people to share illicit drugs. NDLA is going after some dispatch companies because they now use them to move illicit drugs around. You can imagine maybe we have big companies that help people move things around. They put illicit drugs in envelopes for dispatch riders to go and deliver.
Wow.
You know, so that way they don't need to even go to those spots where these things are sold. It's a terrible problem. I was talking about what happened to me one day when I entered that street where we have the shrine there, Femi Kuti Shrine, and they were stopping me to ask me what I wanted. I said, are you people crazy? I've never taken Indian hemp in my life, and you are suggesting even drugs bigger than cannabis sativa. Cannabis sativa is something that we grow here. If you know how much people spend to import illicit drugs, apart from the one that is indigenous to us that we grow here, cannabis sativa, all of those drugs that are ruining the lives of our people, people spend a lot of money to bring them into this country. And it's ruining the lives of our young people. If not for the collaboration that is going on between these agencies, NDLA, NAFDAC, the customs now, immigration, only God knows where we'll be. Lives are being ruined. The NDLA chairman told me that there's a particular man, a multi-millionaire, that cannot go to bed unless he can see that his son is already snoring. He thinks that one day that boy will simply take his life. And we've seen that even in the redemption camp here. One boy killed his dad, and he slaughtered his dad, he disemboweled him, and put him in a travel bag. He put his body parts in it. The son of a pastor. Wasted his dad. Nothing in this world could make a man do that if he were not on drugs. We've seen even people who are taking drugs to Boko Haram arrested. A trailer load of tramadol heading towards Sambisa Forest. It was impounded. Because, look, to simply start slaughtering someone, it's not something that someone will just do without being high. So,
that's correct.
We would most likely defeat crime if we can address the enablers of crime. I know that poverty is also an enabler of crime, but these illicit drugs push people to do things that they would ordinarily not like to do. I think it was Shakespeare that said alcohol, makes you feel like doing what normally you don't want to do. It's the same thing with drugs. So I'm happy, and under Bashir Adeniyi's leadership at the customs, we've seen a lot of good things happening. A lot of good things. I wonder how he motivates his men. But you see them, they are far more determined now. Yes. Maybe the message is simply that, for years we had someone who was not a customs person. Now our own man is there. Let's show that we can do it much better. And we are seeing the results. Guns and assault weapons being impounded. Drugs, especially illicit drugs. Cannabis, sativa, tramadol, all of these drugs that ruin lives, they are also seizing them. So we can only encourage the customs to continue to try its best.
All right. Order then. How can we continue to encourage our federal agencies?
Well, they are already trying. Honestly, the NDLA is one agency that I know is under Buba Marwa. The NDLA is very, very effective in controlling the drug crimes. Also, NAFDAC, yes, NAFDAC has been blessed with a very ebullient and active DG. So those two agencies are trying. But it is said that because the hunter has learned how to shoot without missing, the bird also has learned how to fly without perching. And because it's a lucrative business, it's a very dangerous one, but very lucrative business. People won't give it up easily, and they will always find ways they will innovate. So what our agencies need to do is to innovate more. I'll give an example of what EFCC did just, I think, last week. EFCC organized sort of summits on how we could use technology for gainful purposes. Young people, a lot of young people were there, even students, secondary students, how they could use for gainful purposes instead of Yahoo, how people can deploy their energy. So I think if you look at the population of those who are doing these drugs, it's young people. So we need to organize talks, counseling, programs to really encourage, to expose our youths to the dangers of drugs. And maybe if we understand, see, there's this statistic that says that this figure that says there's this figure that 20%, I think 20% or 30% of medication-related deaths happen because of fake drugs. So people their eyes need to open. And this campaign must be taken to the grassroots level. You understand? And then we must also look into those who are selling herbal substances. You know, those ones that are not standardized or that are not as substandard. People will claim that their products can cure 20 things. You know, and people keep buying and buying and buying.
That's medicine.
Yeah, yes. There are some that are even packaged as drugs. You understand? So we should look into all of those things. Because
what aspects of that should we look into? Because there are those who tell you that traditional medicine is not really the problem.
You know, I'm not saying there are people that are actually very, very good herbal products, you know, but there are so many fakes too. Now, if we can regulate the orthodox drug sector, we can also regulate that one. I know that there's already a system in place by NAFDAC to regulate that, but people beat the system. We just need to be more ego high.
This is Nigeria. All right, thank you. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, as you said, we are losing lives due to the activities of counterfeit drug makers. Southeast Asia, they send counterfeit drugs here. And there are people here too who even produce those counterfeit drugs. We've seen where NAFDAC even raided some outlets where they were producing fake malaria drugs. You can imagine when you ingest fake malaria or fake typhoid drugs, it will not, you will just notice that you are not making progress. And in the process, that person could die. So the agencies need to double their efforts to unmask the barons behind this illicit drug importation into our country and drug counterfeiting. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. We can only encourage them to continue to work together. I was talking about customs, NDLA, NAFDAC, you know, and immigration. They need to continue to work together, and I'm sure the results will continue to make us happy.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on to this very important update.